Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to add grabbables to your Gorilla Tag fan game. So to start off, make sure you have your Gorilla rigging machine, drop it down, find the left hand and right hand controller, just select them both, go down here and add the sphere collider. Now with this sphere collider you want to set the radius to 0.06, just like that, and turn on each trigger. After adding the sphere collider, make sure you set the layer to the correct things, left hand and right hand. If you don't know how to add a layer, click on add layer and just type them in like that. So just like this, left hand, yes change children, and on the right hand do the same. Now again, select both of your left hand and right hand controller, go down here and search up XR Direct Interactor. Now all of this stuff, just leave it how it is, we'll get back to it in a minute. Now as you can see, I've got two things here. I've got a little box and a cube. I'm going to start off with adding the stuff to the cube to show you how it's done. So with the object what you've chosen, add component, search up XR Grab Interactable, just like that. Click add, and then you should see a rigid body get added. Don't worry about that, we'll get back to it because there is a couple of settings you might want to change. Now before you do the next part, make sure that each trigger isn't on the box, otherwise your box will just fall straight through the floor. And then grab your box collider and just drag it into this bit here what says colliders. If that isn't working, you can just click the plus and drag it in like that, or you can click this little dot here and select it. Now one thing what you might want to do to make it feel nicer in game is turn on use dynamic attach, because that means wherever you grab it you'll hold it. So if you grab it on the top, you'll grab it from the top, or the side, you'll grab it from the side, instead of just grabbing it from one set point. Now one thing what you may have seen is this thing here what says interaction manager. So if you actually do try and say it, it won't have anything yet. So to fix that, right click, create empty, and call this something like XR manager. Now with this, search up XR manager, just like that, and you should see XR interaction manager. Now don't worry about the global filters thing or anything under it, because that isn't important to what we're doing. So just to keep it tidy, I'd recommend setting the manager to 000, just so it's right in the middle. Now where it says interaction manager on your cube, just click this little dot and select XR manager. If you do hit play at the moment, it still won't work because there's one thing what you're missing. And that's on the left hand and right hand controller. You want to then go to this one as well and set the XR manager. Now when you hit play, it will work and stuff. However, if you put the box in your head, you'll probably end up flying away. And this is because you don't have the collider set up correctly. So under layer, you want to select your box and set it to the non-walkable layer. If you don't have one, again, just click add layer and write in something like non-walkable or non-collidable. Now once you set it, you might hit play, but again, it won't work. So on your Gorilla rig, you want to go up here and also set the layer to non-walkable. After you've done that, make sure to go to edit, project settings, and then under the physics tab, scroll down and just go to non-walkable and turn off non-walkable where they both align. It should be somewhere along this bit of the pyramid. Now on the cube, it will work fine, except it might be a little bit annoying and clip out the map. So to fix that, change the collision detection from discrete to continuous speculative. But all of these settings were just for something like a cube. For something more confusing, like a mesh, I'm going to show you what to do. If you add an object with more complex geometry and the box collider looks a little bit funny, maybe it's like this one, of course it should cover the whole box, just stretch it out to fit, just like that. But whatever you do, make sure the object isn't super thin, otherwise it might clip through the floor. Like this is for something like, let's say you had a piece of paper what you could pick up. Make the collider a little bit bigger. I know it'll be annoying, but it will just make your life so much easier to stop it from clipping out the map. Now when you have something what fits it, just stop editing it and do the same process where you go non-walkable, down here, search up XR Grab Interactable, click that, scroll down, click XR Manager and drag in Box Collider. I just forgot to tick that. You can go ahead and do that if you want, but you don't have to. Now once I finish the rigid body, it's looking pretty good. But for those wondering why we never actually added a mesh collider, it's because sometimes I mess up with little bits on them, so just always add a box collider or a sphere collider. Now if you hit play, you should hopefully see your objects just fall on the ground, which I'm hoping to see. And yep, as you can see, they react with stuff. Now I'm not actually going to hop in VR to test this, but as you can see, it is working how it's meant to be working, falling around and stuff. And if you did go in VR, you should be able to just hop along to the object, like that. And if your hands go through them, it's meant to do that because on your Gorilla player, you can actually change the locomotion layers. If you did want it to be able to interact with the box, create a different layer for the box, add that there, and then the player would be able to touch it, as you can see. And again with the box, it would work as well. As you can see, it's interacting with physics, and if I try and push it through the floor, it does actually try and pull itself back up. So that's why we do change for rigid body mode. Now if you did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe and watch this video here. But apart from that, have a brilliant rest of your day, and goodbye.